but it is a continuous effort.
I think that's a very important point. I mean, the question of women's participation, and I think you rightly mentioned the fact that there are so many women's associations having popped up over the last years, but also this indicates that there are problems.
Of course.
There's a serious problem.
Of course.
And
when it comes to women issues, everybody has problems.
Yes, and where would you identify these problems primarily?
Well, I just want to first say that just having elected a chancellor in Germany does not mean that you have solved your women issues in this country.
Definitely not. Just to add that,
just to tell you, because we have done that before. We have done that before you. We had a prime minister elected in the 90s, but that didn't solve all our problems. So that's not enough. And you know, when I talk about women issues, I always start my sentence, never enough. And we all have to work more. But there's one thing I know. No country, including my country, can be better without having more women engaged and more women managing the country.
I think you're giving a shining example here in a field where in Germany there is a very intense discussion about our shortcomings. And this is specifically, yes, we do have a woman as Chancellor of the Federal Republic, but if you look at the number of stock-listed big German corporations, you will see that there is, as to my knowledge, please correct me, only one where a woman is a CEO.
Well, I didn't say it, you said it.
And pardon me? And I would...
I am the only member, I'm the only woman member in the European Roundtable.
Exactly. So there are, on both sides.
You know, European Roundtable is the representative of the industry of Europe.
There's still lots of work to be done. But I see one, and let me bring up an example there from what I observe in Turkey, which is that women which have a fairly good education,
yes,
which come from well-to-do families, who marry, and all of a sudden they forget all their wonderful studies of economics or historical sciences, whatever, and they withdraw into the family and do not appear on the job market anymore. Why is this the case?
This is not only,
especially in well-educated families.
It's not only, you know, this is the dilemma that is not only also for my country, because I do study these things, because I'm asked so often about these things. It is an incredibly cultural thing, and we see more of this, especially in the Mediterranean areas. Somehow, Mediterranean, the Latin, we see that also. I work in Brazil, for example. There's also that issue. There are studies about this, that well-meaning family, well-educated girls get married and don't work. And that is something that's also part of it. But that's not the only thing. The equality is something that we need to really, really feel inside, and you know, and work for it. It starts in the education. It's the education. It is incredible. You know, in our university, there is this courses for the teachers for the secondary school. They come to the Sabanci University during summer period, and for a week they are trained on the girls and women rights issue. I attended one of the classes where all the teachers, man and woman teachers, they are shown to watch some television advertisements. You don't see. It's so much we accept these roles of man and woman. You know, if you don't specifically mention that, people do not see it. It's the common acceptance that we have. It's, you know, so all these things about the what we know about human rights, we don't know about the equality. I mean, this is something that we all have to increase awareness, work on it. That's why we need a lot of social, civil work, research, and joint work, joint projects to increase this awareness.
It very often starts, of course, in the family.
Of course.
So maybe you could tell us about your own experience in your family. How did you overcome these
I have been very lucky, as I say, because my father, there were 6 brothers, and I was the eldest grandchild. My really family, my grandfather including, they didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know, and I was highly interested in business. They said, why not? They tested me. I was capable of it. And so they continued. They supported me. I remember my late uncle at one point, he said, you know, he did say, I can open you the door, the rest is yours for you to achieve. And he did open me the door. I always remember him with respect. He was a man of great tolerance and great objectivity. He didn't have any prejudices on anything in life. So he didn't have this prejudice also about. But he was told later, what are you doing, sort of thing, you know? But by that time, I achieved. But no, it is true. You see, it is, you need that sport thing. We still need that. Women still need sport. And we know. I always say to my friends, to my colleagues, to young women who want to achieve, just accept the fact that you are going to work double than the others, than the men. Just accept this fact. That's the only way we can achieve.
So you would say also women then need mentors.
Yes.
Are you mentoring at the moment?
I wish I could as much as I can, but we all need to mentor. Woman does not only need mentoring from women. Man can mentor the woman. I've been mentored by my uncle. There are great men. There are great men that can make great women. We trust in you. You can do it. But it's true. It's not that it is something, I have always been said, I've been always mentioned as you are the role model, you know. You don't start like that. You don't start like that, I will be the role model. You don't start like that. And that's better if you don't start like that. You just want to be equal opportunity, treated equal, and have the equal chance. That's all you want.
You've been telling us a wonderful, successful story here, and if you allow me to bring that back to the broader, from a microeconomic to the macroeconomic issue.
Okay, let's go there.
You mentioned in your speech Turkey's economic success story, the growth rate of 9% last year. And we have a couple of personalities which are generally connected with this progress, which is President Özal in the 80s, it's Kemal Dervish, the architect of of how Turkey came out of the financial crisis. It's also the current Prime Minister Erdogan. But how, apart from personalities, how would you explain Turkey's economic success story?
Well, if you look back, Turkey has gone through this serious financial crisis in 2001, as we all know. And it was due to a fact that Turkey, unfortunately, economically, wasted the 90s. And the problems accumulated, and finally it blew off in 2001. And it was a serious financial crisis. So out of that, with Kemal Dervish under his leadership, and there was a serious economic program has been put forward. And that program has been followed, has been respected by the new government. And that really has, that is the basis, foundations of today's achievements, I can say. But that's not enough, of course. That started with that. Afterwards, the existing government has been very, I must admit, has been very sensitive on establishing the macroeconomic stability. And the European accession and the reforms that is done during this European accession process has helped. So it is a continuously improving environment. And legislation.